stop by.
Hello and welcome to the 3View. This is Playoffs GG, guessing and going over. I'm Jackson.
I'm Ryan.
I'm David.
And we're going to be guessing and going over the NBA playoffs today. This is episode 1.
So yesterday we had 4 games. We had the Cavaliers versus the Heat, the Thunder versus the Grizzlies, the Nuggets versus the Clippers, and the Rockets versus the Warriors.
We got a lot to talk about today.
The first game we'll be going over is the Cavaliers versus the Heat. Final score, Cavaliers won 124 to the Heat's 87.
This is without Darius Garland.
Darius Garland did not play for the Cavs. And the Heat didn't really miss. They had Kevin Love missing. So, one of their big men, Terry Rozier, was missing. Not very, very important to them. But this was a huge statement, I think, by the Cavs. Missing Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, their usual leading scorer, only had 13 points. And still beating the Heat by almost 40 points is just pretty crazy.
He'd take a 3-0 series lead.
Cavaliers take it.
Sorry, Cavaliers. Yes. Cavaliers. The leading playoff scorer, Tyler Hero, had how many points?
Leading playoff scorer,
Tyler Hero.
23.
Tyler Hero had 23 points.
Yes, he only had 23 points and
Shooting 47% from the field.
doesn't really help that his team is buns.
That's average.
Field goal.
That's average.
Yeah.
We're talking about yesterday, though.
Yeah.
Yesterday he shot 38.5%, 33 from the 3, 100% on free throw.
Bam Adebayo had a good game, though.
Yeah, leading score. Leading score for the Heat was 22. Yeah, Bam. He shot well from 3-point and field goal, but obviously just wasn't
Yeah,
enough.
Tyler Hero only had 13 points.
Only 4 players on the Heat scored in more than double digits. So, Cavs, however, obvious great team. Leading scorer on the Cavs also
Was Jared Allen.
22 points. Big man Jared Allen.
Double-double for him. That's
Yep.
his second game in a row, at least.
8 defensive rebounds.
That's
Pretty good.
going to get you a win.
Yeah, we got Jared Allen 22, Evan Mobley 19, Max Struss 18, DeAndre Hunter 21, Ty Jerome 13, and Donovan Mitchell 13. So, pretty good all-around win for the Cavs.
Max Strus definitely stepped up coming into the starting role for the Cavs with Darius Garland out. Does it say why he was injured?
Injury/illness,
So,
The Heat also had 16 turnovers, and the Cavs only had 9. So that's a big,
I'm sure they
big
had
role
11
in their game
points
too.
too. Yes.
Out-rebounded them by almost 20.
Wow.
They had 16 more rebounds. The Cavs had 16 more rebounds than the Heat.
This is really not a surprise.
Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Kevin Love obviously isn't like a big role to the Heat, but that's, I'm guessing, that had a role in due to the out-rebounding yesterday.
I don't think any of us are surprised that the Cavs are up in 3-0 in the series, but to win by that much
40 in the playoffs
without your
is
second best scorer is, and your first best scorer only putting up 13 is kind of crazy. So
Cavs also assisted the ball very well, going almost double the amount than the Heat. It was 18 to 32 assist rate. So
what's their field goal percentage? 53.
53, yeah.
Yeah, when you shoot 53% as a team,
Yeah, it's kind of
It's,
Compared to 42, yeah, that's pretty good.
it's pretty good.
Speaking of some blowout wins,
Yep.
next game we're talking about is the Thunder.
Blowout wins. What was the
Versus
total
the
score
Grizzlies.
of that?
Now, this game was close. 117 Thunder, 115 Memphis. But the first 2 games of this series combined 70-point win for the Thunder. And they have not really looked
And
back
the second
since
2
then.
games, they won by 4 points. So, actually, they won by 4 on game 3. But the Thunder sweep. Get the brooms out, everybody.
Grizzlies are out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Leading scorer for the Thunder was Shea, obviously. 38 points from him. One of his best game in the series so far. Jalen Williams with 23.
Big
Chet
J.
and
Will.
Isaiah, 11 each. And then that's all the double digits. But Aaron Wiggins was close with 9. Isaiah Joe also had 11.
What did Dort have?
Dort had 2 points.
Solid 2.
No, 4 points. 4 points.
Hey, Ron, question about Shea. Is he the MVP? I know this isn't playoff related, but
Jay
just got
is
a
not the
question about
MVP. We can talk about that in another episode. For the Grizzlies, we had a very good game from Scottie Pippen Jr.
Scottie Pippen
points.
Jr. legacy game.
30 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Very, very good on his part. Such a young player, too. 23 points from Desmond Bain. 23 from Santi Aldama. Yep, raise your hand if you know who that was. That's what I thought. No, you don't. 12 from Jaren Jackson Jr. And 11 from Vince Williams Jr. And also 8 from Zach Edey.
Ja didn't play, right?
Ja did not play. He's injured.
Yeah, Santi Aldama, or however you say his name. Aldama. He played 40 minutes. Did he come off the bench? I'm sure not. If he played 40 minutes, but
he averages a very. I do not think he. Let's see. He averages minutes. 25 minutes. So he played 15 more minutes.
15 more
Almost
minutes in a
double
game
the
for. He shot 69% field goal. So
71 from the 3 too.
he had a really good game, but it just wasn't enough to beat the.
That was a
Best
really
team in
good
the league.
game, though.
One of the best teams.
19 lead changes. You know, the biggest lead was in the Thunder had the Grizzlies by 12 in the fourth quarter, and the Grizzlies'
Well, they
biggest
went
lead was 7 in the first quarter. So
It was definitely a pretty good game.
Like we talked about last game, turnover ratio. It was 8 for the Thunder, 21 for the Grizzlies. That's just not. It's hard to win with that.
Yeah.
Big of a difference.
And it doesn't help that your best player is injured.
even with Ja, though, I mean, it would have went 5-1.
Yeah. No, you're.
What did you say? Even with Ja, what?
Even with Ja, I don't think the Grizzlies were having much of a chance to win against the MVP. And
If Ja played in that game, I think the series goes to 5 max.
probably, yeah.
They might have
They
won
might have won
yesterday,
that game, but
but they weren't winning.
they weren't going to win.
winning the series.
I mean, what did Ja have the past 3 games?
I think Ja had 20.
20?
I know he had a 30-point game. I'm pretty sure.
He did have a 30-point game in game 2.
20 plus, and then, you know, like y'all said, that kid's playing 15 more minutes. Ja's in, he's not playing that 15, and he
And
had.
Scottie Pippen
He had a good
isn't
game.
scoring 30 with Ja.
No.
So you got to think about it, that they could have honestly gotten blown out if Ja played, because Ja is very inconsistent, especially in the recent years of his NBA career. So
I mean, Memphis was outperforming the Thunder a lot in a lot of stats,
Memphis
especially
shot better.
turnovers.
they shot better from the 3 and from the field.
They out-rebounded by 18
Yeah.
and had 2 more assists than the Thunder, just offensive rebounds. The Thunder had 2 more offensive rebounds, and then points off a turnover, a big thing. The Thunder had 32 off of turnovers, and
The
Memphis
Grizzlies
only
had
had
9.
9. So
It's
This-
definitely hard to beat the Thunder with their big 3, plus Isaiah Hartenstein, plus you have 2 premier defensive players in Lou Dort and Kasem Wallace, and Isaiah Joe, so 3. And it's going to be very hard to beat that team in a 7-game series, especially if you are the Memphis Grizzlies, because they shouldn't have even been in the playoffs. No
Lost to
offense.
the Warriors. The Warriors are a very good 7 seed.
The Warriors
Yeah,
might be
we-
one of the best 7 seeds to ever come out of the 7
We can
seed.
talk about that. That's our last game to talk about. Our next game is the Nuggets Clippers. Aaron Gordon game winner, 101-99.
Very debatable game winner.
crazy.
It
Yeah,
was.
this is a very, very close one.
Some
I
people
don't.
might not go.
I really don't know how the refs actually called that.
I think
to
it's
be
the
a
rule
good
that the
shot.
ball was through the rim, even though his hand was still on it. The ball was through the rim
Okay.
when the buzzer went off. That's the only thing I can think of.
That saved
Because
100% saved Jokic's legacy.
to what I saw, he still had his ball or his hand on the ball. So
Yeah.
So I mean, it was kind of hard to. That was definitely a very hard call to
Yeah.
make, especially with that big of a game in LA. It's a tie game at 99, and Jokic puts up a horrendous shot. And
Low-key to travel.
He looked like a travel. That was one of those game
Even
time
off his
step backs.
jab step, he moved his pivot foot. That's a
Yeah.
conversational.
So
And although it was a terrible shot from Jokic, he did still shoot 50% from the 3, 56 field goal percentage, putting up a 36-point 21 rebound, 8 assists game.
You know what that sounds like to me, Ryan? It sounds like MVP numbers.
Sure does. It sure does sound like MVP numbers to me.
But
Clutch win.
topic for a different episode.
Leading scorer was Jokic for the night. Kawhi Leonard was leading for the Clippers.
Can I just say Kawhi Leonard is playing great? He's
Out of
playing
his
out
mind.
of his mind.
For his
sure.
age, his injury
For his
past, he's playing pretty good.
Like the last 2 months, month and a half of the season, he has been playing like a legit robot.
Yeah.
Like he's back to his 2019 form, and it's very impressive to see out of Kawhi because he's only 33, so he's not like really old or anything, but yeah, he's 33. So, but with his injuries and everything he's had to go through in the past, it's very impressive that he's making a resurgence in his career.
And this is an impressive win for the Nuggets. 4 and 5 seed, so it's not like they're very different in seeding, but the Nuggets starters played 40 plus minutes each. 42 plus, actually. Most was Jokic and Christian Braun. Both played 43 and a half minutes. And other than the 5 starters, other than the starters was 12 minutes, and the other 2 were 6 minutes and 2 minutes.
Russell Westbrook didn't play.
Russell Westbrook did not play in
Might be
game
the
at all.
move.
It might be the move. What did Michael Porter Jr. do?
Michael Porter Jr.
17
17 points, 2 assists, so probably his career high, and 4 rebounds, so pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. No, it's being a little laggy.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Nuggets looks like had a kind of an off night from the 3. Besides Jokic and MPJ, Aaron Gordon 33, 14 from Christian Braun, and 20 from Jamal Murray. So yeah, it doesn't really round out, but
Jamal Murray, Christian Braun went 1 for 7 and 1 for 5.
Yeah.
And Aaron Gordon went 1 for 3.
their starting 5 made up 97 points.
It wasn't. The differential was. I mean, the Nuggets led the entire time up until the last minute of the fourth quarter, and then the biggest lead for the Nuggets was 22 points at 11 minutes in the fourth quarter. So the fact that the Clippers can come back from that and
Can I just say the Clippers put up 17 points in the third quarter and then came back and put up 34 in the fourth quarter. And they held the Nuggets to 16 in the fourth quarter.
Yep, they swapped roles there. So the third quarter, the Nuggets had 35, the Clippers had 17. Fourth quarter, Nuggets had 16, Clippers had 34.
So this has definitely by far been the best series in the playoffs so far.
100%.
It's tied up at 2. It's the only series that's tied currently. We'll get to that later because there's only one Game 3 left to play. But it's the only series that's tied. Yeah,
Game 4.
Game 4. I'm sorry. Game 4 left to play. But this is by far, I mean, we've had a game go to overtime. We've had a blowout win by the Clippers. But that's okay. And then another close game. And then now we have this controversial Aaron Gordon buzzer beater. But
One thing I can say is it was a very 50-50 game. I mean, anybody could have won. Nuggets shot 87 field goals, and Clippers shot 88.
I mean, the shooting splits are practically
The
the
splits are
exact same.
crazy. Offensive rebounds were 12 to 13. Clippers led that, but second chance points, the Clippers could not finish the ball off their offensive rebounds, and the Nuggets were leading in that stat 22 to 13. So second chance buckets, it's something your coach will always say. I mean,
Offensive rebound.
you give up a bunch of second chance buckets, it's hard to win a
Crazy.
game like that.
Yeah, career high rebound. But we'll talk about that.
Speaking of, it was obviously a very good game. 9 to 12 on the turnover, so it wasn't a great difference either. Nuggets had less, I'm pretty sure 9.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what it
Yeah.
was. And
Yeah.
so yeah, it wasn't even a turnover battle or anything. It was really close.
Clippers had less.
So Clippers
the
actually
Clippers
had
had
that
nine.
one less. But
The Clippers had less, yes.
But those second chance buckets,
Yeah.
when you're
And the
scoring
points-
9 more points off of offensive rebounds, that's a big 9 points.
It really is. But no, definitely a great game and a, depending on how you look at it, a very cool buzzer beater. So
A good defensive battle too, I'd say.
I would personally say game of the night for me.
What I'm taking as the game of the night was the Warriors versus the Rockets. A 7-seed Warriors taking the 2-1 lead over the Rockets with a 104-193 victory without Jimmy Butler. Second leading scorer for the Warriors right now.
Let's talk about Jimmy Butler coming in and cooking up for the Warriors.
Yeah.
After that trade, the Warriors, I know at one point were 20-something and 3.
They were about,
I know they didn't finish the season with that because they kind of
died down.
died down a little bit, but when you
Almost
make a
missing the
trade for a
playoffs.
player and you go 20-something and 3 as your record, that's a great trade.
Mhm.
And let's talk about Jimmy Butler. Nobody expected that with all the controversy he went through this year and getting kicked off the team plane and benched by and suspended by the Miami Heat. For him to come in like that is a very, very, very good job by the Warriors front office to acquire him.
And he plays real well. He's not a ball hog. He just shoots it when he gets it. He plays well. He scored 38 to eliminate the Grizzlies from the playoffs. And he's been putting up some good numbers this series before he got injured by Lynn Thompson. Curry leading scorer last night, 41 minutes, 36 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. So a very all-around game. Good game from him. On the Rockets, not very high scores, but it was kind of all around. 17 from Fred VanVleet, 15 Alperen Sengun, 13 Dylan Brooks, and then Thompson 11, and 12 from Jabari Smith Jr.
I want to say one thing. Quentin Post had a great game. He had 9 offensive rebounds. He had 12 rebounds altogether, and 9 of those were offensive rebounds.
He didn't shoot too well. Yeah, 9 were off defensive.
Oh, defensive,
Yeah.
sorry. But still, career high for rebounds in a playoff game. That's a big game to win. I mean, that's
Rookie,
the first
pretty
game. Yes, he's a rookie. That's his first game in San Francisco. You have to win that game to keep the series alive, personally,
And they
in
did.
my
They
opinion.
performed.
And they performed. Quentin Post came in very big. 27 minutes.
Not a very good shooting night from him. He shot 1 from 7, but still, his defensive is what helped us out that game. Also, Draymond Green didn't shoot well, but 8 rebounds total, 7 points too. So that's pretty. I mean, that's good for Draymond Green. Not like his prime, but
Another
He did
standout
say-
player, Gary Payton, had an insane fourth quarter. He had 16 points
total.
all in the second half. And 12 of them, I believe, came in the fourth quarter. Points in the fourth quarter. So he came out down the stretch and put up some clutch buckets to have the Warriors pull ahead a little bit.
And also 10 points from Brandon Podziemski, so not outstanding, but also 17 from Buddy Hield, who has been very
Off.
off in the since the beginning of the season. He was good for about a month, and then he kind of just died down. And he said after the game he knew Jimmy Butler was out, so he had to step up, and he did a pretty good job of that. So
I mean, I don't think it was. Both teams shot pretty horrendously, if I'm going to be honest. Warriors taking 45 threes, making 14, and
5 of those were Curry, by the way.
field goal percentage-wise, I mean, the Rockets had a terrible 39.5% from the field, and I mean, Warriors aren't any better with 43.3, but 90 shots in a game, 90 field goals is kind of crazy.
When you put up 90 field goals and only make 39, you really should not win that game, I don't think. But no, that is crazy. And they came through and they won that game. So, big win for the Warriors.
I mean, free throws is probably really what killed the Rockets. Rockets scored 14 and 24 from the free throw line, shooting 58.3%, and the Warriors
Yeah, we
only
do
shooting
that.
15,
Games to predict
made
and
12, so that's
yeah.
80%.
Or we
Um,
can just, it's up to you.
The Warriors
I say we
won
can,
the turnover
we can
battle,
finish
14
this,
to
talk a
10.
little bit about
Lost the rebound battle,
what's our favorite
51
series.
to 45.
And then we say the score.
but
Yeah.
had
Or we
almost
can predict that game.
had almost 10 more assists than the Rockets, so pretty big night from the Warriors. Curry should have been our MVP.
Crazy statement, by the way.
That's my goat.
Interesting. Currently, today we'll go over these deeper tomorrow, but Knicks beat the Pistons 93-94. Timberwolves beat the Lakers 116-113, and currently the Celtics are beating the Magic 96-91.
I did famously come out and say that the Magic were tying the series tonight, so
That could happen.
that could very well happen. It's actually been a somewhat close game, which is surprising to me. We have 3 games to predict for y'all, and maybe even go over how we think they might go.
One for tonight is the Bucks versus the Pacers. I don't know. I think the Bucks could win the game.
I'm praying that the
We're
Bucks
hoping.
can win a game because coming off of a Giannis and Gary Trent Jr. Masterclass, they both scored 37 points and combined for over. We won't. That's the game.
That's the
yeah.
game.
They combined for half of our team's points. So
Big second half from the Bucks.
it was definitely a big second half. I'm really hoping Giannis can copy paste and the change that Doc Rivers made to put Gary Trent in the starting lineup. We'll see if that sticks for this game. But I thought that was a pretty good change in my personal opinion. I mean, he scored 37 points.
Shooting almost 75% from the field.
He made
That is
9
a
threes.
great
That is, he tied the career the Bucks single game
Franchise,
record. Yeah, franchise record. Him and Ray Allen, good company to have. You know.
The 2 games we got tomorrow are the Heat versus the Cavs and the Rockets versus the Warriors. Get this one over with. Cavs are beating the Heat. Doesn't matter. Tyler Hero can have 50,
Hero would have to drop 50 for the Heat to win.
even be
And
close.
Bam Adebayo would have to drop 30.
And that's
So-
just not happening.
And if you think about it, that's only 80 points, and the Cavs are scoring 80 easy. So,
Closest game of this series was 121-112, and the game. Let's find the box score for that one. Just 1 second. Looks like it was a close game. Yeah, great second quarter on that game from the Cleveland, and then the Heat really never came back from that. So, I think Cavs are just gonna take it all tomorrow.
and
They're
I'm
gonna
not
be going-
surprised. You know, I mean, the Thunder and the Cavs have been the 2 best teams in the league record-wise all year, and they've definitely played like 2 of the best teams in the NBA. So I'm not surprised that a 10-seeded Miami Heat, who won the play-in to get the 8 seed as a 10 seed, are going to get swept, and I'm really not surprised
Never
that the
happened
Grizzlies.
before either, though.
Yeah.
You gotta give it to the Heat.
That is
That's
true.
never happened.
That is true.
And another thing that might help the Heat, I just don't think it's going to be enough. They will have home court advantage, but they're not coming back from 3-0, and I just don't think they can even win tomorrow.
But they did also have home court advantage yesterday, and they lost by 40.
Andrew
So,
Wiggins' legacy game.
could be.
Could be.
40 bomb.
I just want to say one thing. Jaden McDaniels played a great game 2 days ago. 30 bomb, by the way. We're not talking about that game, but 30 bomb for Jaden McDaniels. It's the Jaden McDaniels game 3.
The last game of the night tomorrow is going to be the Warriors-Rockets. It is at the Warriors. I do believe they can win it, and I think if they win tomorrow, they can win the series.
The
'Cause-
Warriors are averaging more points in the series. I think they're going to win the series.
I think
Personally.
them taking if they win tomorrow, 3-1 lead, Rockets just won't have time to come back because Jimmy Butler will be back. Probably not tomorrow, but maybe game 5. And
The latest post from Shams about Jimmy Butler was him being ruled out for Game 3, so we do not know if he's playing tomorrow.
but the fact he was even questionable for game 3 makes me believe he could either
He
come
could.
back tomorrow and definitely game 5.
Yeah, he's questionable still.
Warriors haven't been rebounding well. Rockets have out-rebounded them by an average of 12 a game, but they've been assisting a lot better. But,
The Warriors
I mean,
also like to run that small ball lineup.
yeah, Draymond Green's usually our big man. I mean, we got Quentin Post, but his best game was yesterday. So, with 12 rebounds, which is still pretty good.
Curry stays performing how he has been, and I think they take the win. I don't know if they'll win with the 3-1. I think the Rockets might come back and win another game, but I think overall, I think Golden State's going to take the dub.
Yeah, Golden State has been averaging more steals, less turnovers, and better shooting percentage in all categories. Better field goal, better 3, better free throw. They have been performing great for a 7th seed, which I think if they had Jimmy Butler the whole season, they would not be a 7 seed at all.
100%.
The West was very tough this year, so I don't know, but
Next year we will see.
That is true. We will see.
If
So-
he doesn't retire.
Who do you have? Who do you have in the Bucks versus the Pacers tonight?
I think I'm gonna take the Bucks. I think the Pacers have. I think they've went on a good run, but I think the Bucks are gonna take a W tonight, and I don't know if they're gonna win the series or not. Hopefully,
It is in Milwaukee.
but
So,
home court advantage. I got the Bucks winning.
what about you?
yeah, I got Bucks winning, hopefully. Live update, 98 Celtics, 92 Magic. Jason Tatum, 30 points, 14 rebounds. Orlando, follow, 27. Franz Wagner,
22.
22.
Let's go.
So, pretty close. We will go over all the games tomorrow,
That we
Back
didn't
in
talk
the day.
about today. Yes.
and we will be predicting Tuesday's game.
Maybe
So
we'll
you said
start,
Bucks, right?
Yeah, Bucks.
Maybe we'll start giving out some Prize Picks bets.
Yeah, we might.
And
We
do
could.
not listen to us for those. They
Don't
are,
listen to him.
yeah, don't listen to any of us.
Anyways,
But
I'm
personally-
hitting tonight.
I personally have the Bucks, so I'm a Bucks fan. If we don't, there might be consequences because I can't go down 3-1.
And
Especially
personally,
losing in Milwaukee. Yeah, no, I can't do it. But
if they don't win tonight, they lose this series.
if they don't win tonight, they lose the series, and that's a guaranteed fact.
Yep.
So we gotta win. Cavs, Heat. We all got Cavs.
Yeah.
We can get that one over with quick.
I got Warriors.
You got Warriors.
I got Warriors.
I think the Warriors will win. I hope they do, for Ryan's sake. But if they don't, they'll lose the series too. Oh no, it'll be tied up.
It'll
Yeah,
be
tied
tied.
And Jimmy Butler will be back. I think they can pull it out either way.
And honestly, I think if the Warriors are smart, they sit Jimmy Butler to get him back to 100% and not try and rush him back. Because even if they do lose today, it's a 2-2 series.
Warriors in 6. I think they'll come.
Yeah.
I think they'll win 100% the series. 100% tomorrow, and then like Ryan said, Butler coming back Game 5 is going to be pretty clutch.
That'll be big.
That's going to be it for episode 1 of Playoffs GG. We will record our next episode sometime in the near future, and we will have a lot of episodes coming out before the finals and before all of this is over.
Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. We really appreciate y'all for watching.
Oh, should we say who we have predicted to the finals? This
We could.
first episode.
This is
we
the
have-
first episode.
We have, we have a.
Yeah.
Might as well.
We have till May. When is it? When is the finals?
June.
June.
First,
June
second week of
5th.
June. Yeah.
June, something like that. So
Yeah, I have the crazy prediction. I'm not letting.
We actually can't release that to the public. His full 100% bracket.
Yeah, I made a bracket and it has been
Um,
100% accurate so
It
far.
has low-key been 100% accurate.
mine hasn't.
Killian Hayes has not come back yet.
Yeah,
But
yeah. He's yeah.
that's a conference finals. Y'all don't know about. Anyways, me personally, I really want the Bucks to win the finals. It's not
Okay.
happening.
Okay.
I
I
got
thought mine was crazy.
Thunder, Celtics. Pretty boring. I got the Thunder winning in 6.
As much as I do not like the Celtics, I think Celtics are definitely going to the finals. They're a very good 7-game series. No, it's hard to beat them.
I hate the
Cavs could do it, but that's probably about it. So, I obviously have the Warriors going to the finals and beating the Celtics in 4 games. Yeah, so that's my take, David.
I think I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna be like the rest. Celtics are dropping out to the Cavs, in semis.
I could not in the conference finals.
Would it be conference games?
That would technically be the semifinals, but it's just called
Okay,
conference finals.
so conference finals, semis, and then we're gonna have good old GSW in the finals back again.
Yep.
This is Curry's
2022 rematch.
This is Curry's
We'll win it again. This Curry's 5th ring.
Yep. And
So-
maybe his last year.
I'm sorry,
He's getting
2016,
old.
17, 18 rematch. I thought you had the Celtics, but you got the Cavs going.
No, I got Cavs.
Okay.
Cavs have had a pretty
I can
crazy
very well see
year.
that going. You know,
That was my prediction for my unreleased bracket, but we can't talk more about that.
no, we can't talk about that. We're gonna have to end the episode before we get on that. Topic,
All right.
so.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in no time. Shout out Hayden Martin.